All right, welcome class. I kind of ran into an issue when I tried to do this previously, so I want to make sure that you guys see how it functions. When you close out of the Labtainer, or not the Labtainer, of the terminal where it's initially started up, to get back into there, you just go over here. This is your little selecting a lab. The Labtainer, that guide is right here. So you can put that right there. So we'll do a CD. Now we can do a Labtainer. We're gonna run snort this time, okay? So that's the plan. Snort. So now already not creating. So it looks like snort has already been run on this lab. So we're just doing enter to start the lab. Okay. So snort is a little bit confusing, and I've had tons of questions by tons of students just asking just different things, and that's okay, right? There's nothing wrong with it, but we're going to get through it together. So the way that I would tackle this is first I would open my actual Labtainer, right? The PDF. So we'll do an open link. We'll close this one out because we don't need that guide for right now. We'll put snort up here. So now I have a couple of ones, right? The lab environment, you can read through this information. It just tells you what the network configuration is. This is the structure, right? There are certain labs that commands that you cannot run in some of these because they're not designed for it, because they're not the machine that you want to use in the first place, right? This is the network that we're using, right? Inside of these Docker images. So with that being said, lab tasks. So we're going to start the lab. When we start the lab, the snort utility is installed on the snort component. The home directory includes a start snort sh script that will start the utility in the intrusion detection mode. All right, so first thing we're going to do, here's our snort utility, right? It is right here. So you can tell because it's Tom at snort. At snort means that's the quote unquote VM, right? So click on Tom./start and it's running. You don't know it's running because you can't see anything, but I promise you it's running. So don't mess with it, just leave it alone. So we started it. When it comes to stop snort to add rules, simply hit Control-C. So right now it's running, that's fine. We have pre-configured snort rules, pre-configured alerts. The configuration on the snort component is largely as it existed after initial installation on the snort utility. To see an example of some of the pre-configured rules, perform an nmap scan of example.com from the remote workstations. So our remote workstations are here, right? So we're going to look at remote_ws, which is right here. Hank at remote_ws, right? So we have to pay attention that we're in the right Docker image, which is the VM, to make sure that we're doing this right. Example.com. See what happens. So you can see that I did a scan here, and you can see that snort threw some information. It's just saying this is some of the things that happen, right? Attempted information leak, priority 2, just a notification, right? Custom rules are typically added to the file at the etc snort rules local.rules. Stop snort and add a rule that generates an alert for each packet within the TCP stream. So we're going to stop it. So we'll hit Control-C. So we stop snort, right? Now we'll go to, let's make sure. If you don't understand snort, then you'll have to probably work through some of this stuff, right? And go and understand it. All right, so we're going to go to cd/etc/snort. And actually, you know what? We're going to do it this way. Nano, sudo nano /etc/snort/rules. So we have all kinds of rules here, right? And then local rules is what we want to do. So now these are our local rules inside of our snort. Typically added to the file at etc snort rules, stop snort, and add a rule that generates an alert for each packet within the TCP stream. For example, we'll just put this right in, right? We'll just drop this right in there. You have to like play around with it, right? Because that's how that works. So I'll right click it and I'll paste it in. So there you go. We just paste that right in. The rule can be read as generate alert whenever a packet is sent to an address on any port, and include a message tagged as message and give the rule identifier of 002. Then restart snort. This rule, test this rule by starting Firefox on a remote workstation. Okay, cool. Easy day. Yes. Now, we are going to run Firefox, www.example.com. Oh, no we won't. Sorry. We have to start our snort again, remember? So we're running our snort, now we'll run it. So look at what has happened here. It's thrown information, right? And that information gives us, it's just going to give us different information. They're firewall logs, right? Go to workstation 2 Mary and run the nmap command. Custom role confidentiality. So Mary's over here. Sudo nmap and then we'll go to Tom, see what Tom's got. So we got more rules generated, more logs generated here, right? Lots more logs. So if we page all the way down, all right, now go to Mary, we did that. What do you see on the snort component? Does it include an ICMP ping nmap alert? We have all kinds of information here, right? I think we can search it. Let's see. No, we can't. We can't search it. That's okay. I guess we could. You could hit the search bar and type in ping. See what you get. See if we get anything. So there you go. There's a ping command right there. There's probably some different ones too, all over the place, right? There's just 4 of them for right now. All right, so now go to the gateway component and edit the etc RC script so that traffic from Mary's workstation is mirrored to the snort component. You can do this by adding a line right to the section here. Go to the gateway component. So we're going to gateway, remote gateway, or no, Ubuntu gateway. And then we're going to do a sudo no such process. We'll just do a nano. There we go. We could find where the IP tables are listed. So we have some IP tables here. Copy. I'm just looking at where we could probably put this. Incoming WAN, IP tables. We could put it here. That's fine. Have to use our little keypad. So we got that. There we go. X, yes. Now on that Etsy. So see how it said restart DMS, no such process. And then when we tried to run this one, it says temporary failure to name a solution. So I'm going to hit a Control C. Adding a link to the file to find the packet mirroring. Oh, defines packet mirroring. Okay. Let me get rid of this one. Just comment that out, no big deal. There we go. So it's this one actually, I think. Normally I would think it didn't matter, but there we go. That looks better. All right, so we ran some stuff. Now, start Firefox on Mary's WS2. Restart Snort and run Nmap again. So we're going to restart Snort, Control C. I'm going to run this again just because, I don't know why. See if it changes anything. And then we'll run that Snort again. All right, so now we're going to Mary. I'm going to run this command. See what happens. We got some information here. Just kind of read through this, provide you some guidance, and then just, go from there. I think that's it. But you can look, it's kind of telling you the general forms. I'm a Cisco networker by trade, in my day job mostly. And this is kind of what we do with our access control lists. It's the same thing, it's just on a firewall. And then we just kind of go from there. And that's pretty much it. So now when I come in here, I'll stop that one. I'm going to run the stop snort, which all I'm doing, honestly, is I'm stopping a Docker instance, right? That's all I'm doing. Because if I type in Docker PS, see these? These are all the things that I'm running right now with my my lab. Stop lab snort. That's going to stop all these, right? It's going to take a minute. Close everything out. Results stored in Labtainer. So this one is for you. Here's where your results are. And look, it's right here. And there you go. So snort. And there you go. And then you just get that out of there. To remove it, well, to get it out, you can do it a couple ways. You can set up your email on here if you want, using Thunder. I think it's Thunderbird, right? No, no Thunderbird. Okay, you can do like let me see. Yeah, no email. That's okay. You can go to your web email if you want. That's fine. However you do it, but however you export it, it's not necessarily an issue. You should be fine. But that is how you do snort. I know it's a little confusing. You probably want to read through it a couple times. The lab doesn't really consist of much, but I think it's important to kind of mention some of those different things as well, right?